I do want to talk a little bit more about the death spiral and really this idea of death spirals in general. I think partly because, people are always like, crypto's a scam, crypto's a scam. And these are, inevitably people who either have an agenda or don't know anything at all about crypto. But I do think there are, some legitimate fears too, right? So let's get into this potential death spiral that happened, right? So immediately after the FTX collapse, Solana appeared to be headed towards this death spiral where literally it was like, it was going, we were texting where it was like, they were $20 each and then they went down to 18 and then all of a sudden they went all the way down to like $8. Their all-time high was $260. There's people who were legitimately believing they were going to zero. Like, is that a fair statement?
I think it is. I mean, I feel really bad for the people who bought at 260. I really, really do.
So, okay, so this is terrifying because you buy at 260, you go down to 8. Now, this is just investing. Like anything can go to zero, anything, But it does seem like this happens a little bit more in crypto. And look how many people have lost money over the last year, right? Like, do you think that, I don't know, people should be legitimately afraid to invest in this asset class?
Well, I think you have to treat it carefully. We have to realize that we're playing two cards. As a retail investor, we're looking at the speculative costs of our appreciation and our potential gains or losses, depending on where we play. But as a technology, we're investing in the future of blockchain. And we're investing in this technology. So being a project founder, you separate yourself from the two because there's this price point out here that we all look at that we know is very valid, but it's really different from what's going on this side of the equation. You kind of separate them. Jeff Bezos talked about it with Amazon when the stock went way down. He said, look, the stock can go way down. We're just building and we're doing this. Our stock value has no impact on what our company is actually doing right now. And that's what's happening on a lot of the blockchain projects, a lot of the crypto projects, is the price doesn't necessarily impact what's being built because it could just inflate artificially. Elon could tweet about it and it could pump. There's no reason for it to pump. There's no intrinsic value for it to pump, but it just did because that's what crypto does.
Right. And this is the thing, is that first of all, it's new. People don't really understand it. And then there's these wild price fluctuations every single day, right? I mean, I did a crypto news hit. And, I track cryptos every single day. And after that Fed announcement where they raised, the Fed's funds rate by 25 basis points, there's some cryptos that went up 30% in a day, right? So I guess because people don't really know what's going on, do you think there is a chance that some of these things, like the big popular ones, could go to zero?
I do.
Wow.
Look, there's a lot of innovation happening and there's a lot of unique innovation happening. And one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to embrace the blockchain as a technology, and we're going to realize that using a Visa card, an American Express card, or a MasterCard is all about the same, just a credit card, and we're just going to call it that. Or we're going to keep fighting, and Visa and MasterCard are going to fight with each other, Solana and Ethereum, or Bitcoin and Ethereum, or whatever it is, and they're going to fight and fight and fight, and we're going to create divides. In order for mainstream, the rest of the world to embrace the blockchain, it has to feel safe and it has to feel normal. They don't want to get into, do I buy Ethereum? Do I buy this? It's complex. They just want to say, I just want to get my Starbucks rewards points, or I just want to get this, or I just want to get that. We've got to embrace that. So in order for that to happen, I think some of these are going to go to zero, or I think we're going to see some consolidation. I also think we could see some bigger companies coming in and buying some of these blockchains. There's talks of Disney's new CEO coming back, and maybe there's a Disney acquisition of a blockchain in the future. And I think we could see some really cool stuff like that in the future too, Bobby.
Well, look, dude, I've always found the way that you analyze things fascinating. There's a lot of truth. It's just the way you see things. But okay, so here's a question, because I'm surprised that you said yes, it could go to zero, but I think you are right. It is possible. So my question is then, okay, so what would happen to a creator like yourself if the Solana blockchain disappeared altogether?
Yeah, so when we came onto the blockchain, the biggest struggle that I had is the blockchain. It's a wallet and it's decentralized and there's no connecting value to that wallet. And we built a system that solves that. So we connect wallets to email addresses, we connect wallets to Twitter, we connect wallets to Discord, wallets to Instagram. So we connect at these points. So if, for example, Solana...
So Gary, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to ask you that again because we have to go to break. Because you have a very thorough answer,
Yep.
which I think is going to be very useful for our audience. So let's do
Okay.
that. I've got Gary Henderson on the Daily Drop.